Hey guys, Tyler here. Welcome to Dupery, a single-player Blood on the Clocktower like that does a lot of different things from Demon Bluff. So in this town, we have 3 innocent people and 2 underlings. My goal is to find and arrest the evil underlings, and you do that by going door to door. We have the mailman. Says the priest lives in town and I've never heard of the therapist. And the mailman, who is allegedly a good character, he'll say one guy who is in town and who he says he is, and one guy who is either not in town or not who he says he is. And that's assuming he's telling the truth, because he could be one of these 2 evils who's pretending to be the mailman. And if that's the case, then they're just spouting bullshit. So we don't really know. Let's go on over to door 2. We got the reporter, who's 2 steps away from the closest evil. So moving like a grid, you could move 2 steps to the mailman, or down 1 step and left 1 step to door 4. That's where the closest evil allegedly is. But again, he could be lying. So let's check out door 4. A therapist. Suspicious. I have 3 evil clients. So allegedly, the therapist is supposed to tell me adjacent neighbors are evil, which, by the way, is not possible, because neighbors are only horizontal or vertical, not both. And there's only 2 evil clients, unless you're saying this tape is an evil client. This therapist is bullshitting, which would back up the reporter, who's 2 steps away, and the mailman, who's never heard of the therapist, so it must be a fake therapist. Get into jail, Spectre. Okay, 1 to go. Let's check out door 3. You see, the Spectre has a power to basically obscure information. And specifically, it obscures a non-meddler role, but we'll get into meddlers later. So let's leave that alone. And we have a second reporter, who's definitely not 2 steps away from closest evil. You're 1 step away from closest evil, so you are also evil. But now we have a meddler and a traitor. A meddler is a good guy. You should not arrest him, but they also make your life harder. This critic actually affects the reputation meter, which is excellent right now, but it would go down if I arrest innocent people. So we don't want that to happen. Let's start going door to door. We have a mathematician who has calculated the number 4. From what? Allegedly, 4 is the sum of all evil role addresses. But there's 2 evils. So the only possible of that is 1 plus 3. So he's a pretty bad mathematician. I think that means he's lying. He is the critic. There we go, putting our critics in jail. The sign of a healthy society. I am the priest. The priest is like a Pokemon. He'll say I am the priest if he is actually the priest. Do note, every time I do an action, such as revealing a door or arresting someone, some time passes by at 5 hours. At 12 hours, this meddler that I was talking about might kill an innocent role. This surgeon might botch it. Well, that's not good. The weatherman has a forecast of number 2, number 4, and number 6. And that forecast says 1 address leads to an innocent, 1 leads to a meddler, and 1 leads to an evil. So if weatherman is telling the truth, then 4 and 6 are going to be meddler and evil. So let's try 4. I am the priest. Perhaps a drunk priest? If the priest is lying or tainted, he will announce something else. Well, that sounds pretty wrong, so you are the mobster. And we solved it before the surgeon could kill anyone. So up until now, if there was a lie, there were always evil. However, we now have the drunkard, who is a good meddler. You do not want to arrest the drunk man if he's just being drunk, but he does lie, despite being good. He'll actually pretend to be one of the good guys. There's also a poisoner, who will take, like, a good neighbor, and even though they're good, he'll poison them so they give out false information. So now, there's 2 underlings we have to catch, but we can't trust all good information. I'm 3 steps away from closest evil. So 4 or 6, we could check it out. Another reporter. Here's the thing, you can't actually have 2 reporters. So one of them is either, actually can't be a drunk. The drunk can only be a good guy who's not in play. So it's actually gonna be an evil for one of them. And it's also possible both could be wrong, where one is evil and the other has been poisoned. I'm gonna continue checking 6, although I am quite sus. The mathematician lives in town. I've never heard of the priest. Okay, very curious. Let's check then the other reporter. Doors 3 and 5. It's another reporter! I'm 4 steps away from the closest evil. So, the only 4 step away is 5. But that would imply that there's only 1 evil. And there must be 2 evils. So this guy's obviously not telling the truth. But again, we don't know if he's good or bad. I could check 5 just for the hell of it. Bloodhound points north. So when investigated, I announced the direction of the nearest evil roll for me that is in my column or row. If they're the same distance away, I bark. If I find no evil, I sniff. So he's saying there's an evil to the north, but not to the east. Assuming it's the truth. Let's check 7 as well. A therapist, who has allegedly no evil clients, who I guess is at odds with the reporter. And I guess we can check door 2 as well. The priest asks, have you come to pray? That is not, I am the priest. So here's what's up, okay? We have 2 underlings who are lying. We have a 3rd liar in a drunker, and a 4th liar who has been poisoned. Unless if the position of them create a situation where it's impossible to make one of these, there's probably 4 total liars. Now, regardless of whether or not these are good or not, the 4 liars are amongst these 5. That means both the therapist and the bloodhound are telling the truth. The therapist has no evil clients, so these are in fact 4 and 6 are good. The bloodhound is pointing north, so the nearest evil must be this reporter. So I will get you. You're the poisoner. Oh, so that means he probably tainted the priest. So the priest is good. 4 and 6 are good according to the therapist, so it's going to be this last reporter. You're evil. There we go. 16 hours. Now we have 4 innocent and 2 underlings, and one of them is a serial killer. So the time is of the essence here, because every 9 hours I kill an adjacent good roll if possible. We also have the surgeon, who might kill an innocent roll, and a clockmaker, who, okay, has added a location, a clock tower. Apparently he will announce at what time the clock tower will ring, so I should pay attention to the hour hand and listen for a ring. But we gotta get that serial killer before it's too late. A surgeon. Knocking on a door and investigating takes 2 hours. What about door 2? A therapist who says there's 0 evil clients. Now notice with this setup, if there is a liar, they are evil, just based on this list of suspects. Let's check 5. Clockmaker. The clock tower will ring from 8 hours to 9 hours. Well, that's not good, because we're going to be able to check that around the time the serial killer gets us. Let's try 3 as well. Ooh, okay. Bloodhound points south. Clockmaker is telling the truth. But it is possible the Bloodhound is still evil, and then the therapist would be lying. So we're going to have to go to 7, because that's where it's pointing. But that means the serial killer is going to kill someone. Don't like that. How does that work? Ooh, rip. Okay, well, that's actually pretty revealing, right? Clockmaker here gave fake info and is just shot number 6. So I shall definitely arrest you. You are the serial killer. Arresting takes 1 hour, thankfully, so the surgeon doesn't have to come into play. Then we actually know that 6 was a good character, because serial killer kills the goods. And then Clockmaker and Bloodhound were telling the truth, and I guess Surgeon probably there wasn't a dupe, so all these are good. So that means 4 is the other evil. Oh, but the therapist still died anyway to the surgeon. But it's okay if a few die. You just gotta catch the bad guys without losing reputation. Now we have an interesting role called the Con Man, who's evil but doesn't lie. Because pretend just means they are really pretending to be that role and would do everything as that role would do. So if there's a liar, it's only the mobster, but we gotta find the other evil somehow. So let's go door to door. Therapist who says there's an evil client, likely telling you the truth. Well, let's see. A mathematician who's calculated the number 8. Could be 3 plus 5, or, well, it actually can't be 1 unless if you are lying. And the therapist would back that up. We have a vigilante who has an ability. Pick a role. If the selected role is evil, I kill them. Otherwise, nothing happens. So one of these 2 is evil. Unless if is it possible for the vigilante to be evil? Yeah, if it's 3 and 5. Okay, let me check 5 then. See how it's going. Oh, no. Another vigilante. So we might have a copycat who's also pretending. Could be a con man. But that is suspicious. Are there more vigilantes? We about to see a shoot off. Whoa. Hold up. A second mathematician calculating the number 8. So I have to believe one of these is pretending. Because I feel like if one of them was lying, we'd have 2 different numbers. And we can only have 1 liar. So it actually has to be 8. Which, now that I think about it, could be 2 plus 6. Which 2 would be the con man. Let's get the last bit of info. Another therapist who definitely does not have 3 evil clients. You dumb bitch. You couldn't even come up with a good lie. You are the mobster. Get jailed. Okay, so 6 plus 2. Well, I guess that settles it then. You know what? Let's do a little vigilante justice. Get him. Haha. Very nice. Now we have to solve a string of cases in order to get 100%. The harder the case, the more percent you get. So we'll take a normal difficulty one. I imagine the goal is to get to 100% before my reputation drops to 0. Oh, and there's 11 doors? Well, one of them is the partner who announced the address and corresponding identity of an uninvestigated role starts investigated. Well, there's 2 underlings, so we still could be lying, right? Let's see, they're the wife here. Someone who's been redacted because of the Spectre. Okay. So interesting, this case has a wife who's redacted and a mistress who's surrounding the wife's partner and make the wife jealous? Wait, is jealousy a mechanic? Oh, it might have something to do with what the wife would say. Like the wife might announce their jealousy or imply it, but we can't really tell because it's redacted. All right, let's go to door 1. The mailman, who says there is a weatherman, but no tailor. Okay. Bloodhound who points west at the mailman, actually. Okay, do we have any lying without evilness? We actually don't. So one of these 2 is evil. Though note, we do have a fall guy who other roles consider them to be evil, but that's just like he messes. Oh, well, actually, okay. He messes with roles that detect evilness. So the Bloodhound could be pointed at a fall guy. Other roles cannot pretend to be me. Okay, wait, yeah. So the fall guy, no, the fall guy is not the mailman then. It will show up as a fall guy. That's a second mailman, huh? Who also has not heard of the tailor. Well, can there be 2 mailmen? Yes, actually, one could be a copycat. And they could both be telling true information, but let's keep looking. Time is not of the essence of this one, but the mathematician has calculated 10. So, supposedly 6 is the wife. So it's not going to be 6 plus 4, but it could be 3 plus 7, 2 plus 8, 1 plus 9. Or the mathematician could be lying and it's like 11 and 6 or something like that. Let's try 5. I am the priest. The priest does live in town, so this mailman is straight up telling the truth. Let's keep looking. A second bloodhound. Okay, so we have 2 out of the 3 between copycat and the 2 evils. So bloodhound is pointing towards 7. There is a weatherman and a priest in town. So both the mailmen so far telling the truth, unless if there's a tailor. But we have 5, 6, and 11. This priest is saying they're the priest. So this weatherman saying the priest is a good one. And then we have a meddler as 11 or 6, which actually could be the fall guy. Where, yeah, 6 is the fall guy and 11 is the evil. Let's check 9 though. Skeptic, what do you do? When investigated, I announce an address and its alignment. If your reputation status is poor, I lose faith in you. Oh, maybe if I have bad reputation, that just wouldn't give me a damn thing. Let's see, 10. A second weatherman. Okay, so we now have 3 duplicates. So actually, since a duplicate is a bloodhound, mailman, or weatherman, everyone else is just straight up telling the truth. 9 and 4 are both good. The priest is good. 11 says the 6 is the wife. That's awesome. Fantastic. So that means this weatherman is just straight up lying. And then this bloodhound is telling the truth. So you are getting arrested. You are the mistress who is near the wife. Now, that doesn't mean the other bloodhound is lying because we could have a copycat. And, well, I guess actually since that was a fake weatherman, the other weatherman has to be true, I think? 1, 2, and 6. If 6 is good, then 1 and 2, we have an underling and a meddler between them. If the bloodhound is the copycat, then it's telling the truth. That would mean this mailman is lying, but this mailman is telling the truth. Or if the mailman is the copycat, this bloodhound would just be lying then. That makes more sense. Yeah, because west would lead to a good guy when you actually should have been pointing south. So it is you, bloodhound. You're the specter. Okay, good progress. So we got 21% and 3 new cases, and my reputation is incredible. Honestly, I think I'm going to just keep taking the hardest case. Bring on the challenge. So 2 underlings, 1 meddler, huh? And time is not of the essence this time. We have a bloodhound pointing south. Now, there is a copycat, potentially, and 2 liar and pretenders. But if they are lying, they are evil. Okay, so it's interesting the 1 is kept. I feel like this is like, if you know the game, maybe this actually correlates to words they're saying, and you would recognize the character's speech patterns, but obviously I've not gotten there. The artist has painted a wife. What do? You announce a role where an evil person is pretending to be. So there is a fake wife, according to this artist. We have a youngster who, when arrested, reduces your reputation by twice as much as normal. So that would imply that's the meddler and there's no copycat. However, it's actually possible the youngster could be either the mobster or the specter, depending on whether there's another youngster. And that'll make sense with time. All right, Weatherman says 4, 6, and 7. So I was going to check 6 and 7 next. Wife loves number 8. So that's what the wife is talking about. Oh, is that... Wait, that actually matches up with the blacked out text for 2. I love number 1? You love a bloodhound? Well, yeah, I mean, I guess they're man and wife's best friend. Let me look at 7. Meantime, mathematicians calculate the number 14, which would have to be 6 plus 8. So let's take a look at 8 as well. And reporter who is not 1 step away from closest evil, that is impossible. You are 1 step away from nobody. This wife does not love someone who doesn't count. You are evil. The specter. What is the deal with the wife? The wife picks an innocent partner. Oh, okay. That's also enough to put this wife behind bars. Yeah, get out of here. There's so much point in 2 guys. Could solve that in like 10 different ways. Got a hard one. There's 2 underlings in town and a bad cop? Let's check it out. What's the bad cop? I pretend to be the good cop. When I'm in play, the good cop is in play. Good cop, pick a role. I convert their alignment to my own. So we actually don't have all the potential evil ones here because there's only 2 underlings, but 3 potentials. All right, let's take a look at number 5. Are they the bloodhound? Yeah. The bloodhound sniffs, which means that they've found no evil. So all evils are diagonal from the bloodhound, which actually are most of them. So allegedly 4 is good. But we have a tailor who has an ability. Pick 2 roles. I announce if they're the same alignment. That's interesting. Weatherman 4, 5, and 6. Okay. We could have a copycat in play. So that might make 6 potentially evil. Ooh, a second tailor. Let's keep looking. Door 2, a second weatherman who is pointing out 1, 7, and 8, huh? Let's take a look at 8. A wife. I will never forgive my partner. What does that mean? Are they jealous? When the mistress is in play and I am not lying or tainted, I will announce I will never forgive my partner. Okay, so that means you are telling the truth. Well, and the mistress is surrounding the wife's partner. We don't know who the partner is. And we'll just take a look at 3. Another tailor. Okay, let me think about this. So first off, there's no good cop. So we can ignore the whole bad cop thing. There is a mobster who is going to be one of the tailors, almost certainly. And a mistress who could be a second tailor or third tailor. Yeah, it does have to be a dupe because I just realized there are 5 numbers that are dupes, right? So 2 actual ones and then 3 liars, which is 1 copycat, 1 mistress, and 1 mobster. So that means wife, partner, and bloodhound all telling the truth. Bloodhound sniffed, which means this tailor is in fact good and they can't be tainted. So we can use 4 to try and nail which between 1, 2, 3, and 6 are of the same alignment? Well, for starters, 4 and 5, we know they're both good. That means this weatherman is just straight up lying. Wait. Oh, no. This tailor could be the copycat. Bloodhound only sniffs evil. Copycat's good. However, weatherman number 2 is lying because 7 and 8 are both good, and neither of them are the meddler. So I can just straight up put you behind bars. Get got. So then, actually, I can use 4 to my advantage. I can use 4's ability to check evil mobster and a different tailor. What does it say? 2 and 3 are not the same alignment. Mobster is evil, so 3 must be good. And we know 4 is already good, so 6 must be the last evil. And I could check that if I want with 3. Using abilities actually doesn't pass time, just to note for future reference. And they say, yeah, 2 and 6, same alignment. Confirming what I knew, you're the mistress. Very nice. Up to 6-7%. I can't get out in 4 cases. But I'm gonna take the hard one again. I'm hoping, like, if I smash this, there's a harder difficulty in the demo. Otherwise, we have 2 underlings and so much going on. Let's just go one door at a time, okay? Actually, first, I lie and pretend to be an underling or traitor. Wait, I pretend to be a role that an underling or traitor is pretending to be. After the 18th hour, I stop pretending, reveal my true identity, and announce the role I was pretending to be. So, could someone fake plant? Possibly. The milkman. After the 24th hour, I become evil. Well, that's not good. I guess it could be someone to seduce the wife after she's lost her husband to the mistress. Who, okay, the wife will never forgive her partner. There is a mistress in play. Don't know the other evil, though. Tailor, save that for later. Milkman. Huh. Is there any reason I don't just arrest this milkman after 24 hours? Weatherman 1, 3, and 10. Okay, actually, if Weatherman is telling the truth, we already know wife is good, milkman is meddling, so 10 must be an underling. That's the other wife. Allegedly loves number 5, huh? No, we know lying is in fact evil. So you're the mobster, okay? We could go with like 5. We got, oh, a stalker. There are 3 meddlers. Pick a surrounding neighbor. I pretend to be their appearance. I might kill them. Well, I don't like that. If they're tainted, I always kill them. Okay, I don't think there's any tainting in this one. But I don't think I'm going to use that stalker ability. Next door. Bloodhound points west. I guess we could have one of the evils pretending to be a stalker. That Bloodhound allegedly clears number 9. Hold up, though. What's going on here? We have a plant. That's right. We almost certainly have a plant. Because this wife was lying. Oh, and by the way, oh, shoot. This mobster arrested could have also been the plant. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm hoping I didn't get the plant by accident. One of these 2 is the plant, and then the other one's evil. And we're about to reach 18 hours, so let's see. I was pretending to be a wife. For the case, I'm sure. That actually could clear the Bloodhound then. Because actually, the plant just pretends to be the role. They don't pretend to be evil. So the Bloodhound would not pick up on their scent. Therefore, the Bloodhound's pointing at the stalker. So it's going to be one of these 2 then that are evil. Skeptic says number 6 is good. We know the skeptic can't be lying. 6 is good, 5 must be evil, right? I guess I could check behind the 7th door just to make sure. Yeah, second stalker. I guess I could use the tailor, right? Tailor's going to be good, so we can do mobster and stalker. They're the same alignment. Get out of here, bad stalker. We only allow good stalkers in this town. Now, any one of these cases would win, but I don't care. I want the hard one. Give it to me hard. 2 underlings, 3 meddlers. A huge grocer list of stuff. Another milkman, 24 hours. Plant, 18 hours. Otherwise, time is not of the essence. Got a researcher who picks a role. I announce if they are an innocent role. Now, okay, the researcher isn't telling us anything we don't know about the rules of the game. It's more that the answer the researcher gives will tell us whether he's good or not. And it won't go any further than that, I think. Unless if I'm wrong, I don't know. Clocktower ring from 22 to 23. That's so far from now. Milkman. Great. Love those guys. Ooh, we got good cop, bad cop. The bad cop pretends to be the good cop. The good cop has an ability to pick their role and converts their alignment to my own. So if this is the bad cop pretending to be the good cop, and I use the ability, it creates another bad guy. Therapist. Oh, ring, ring, motherfuckers. 0 evil clients. That's way too early. Is there any reason that we have a falsehood from a good person? It could be a plant. The plant does lie. Okay, well, the therapist apparently has 0 evil clients, so I'll check the clients. 3 is good. Well, we can't have 4 liars, right? If Skeptic was a liar, then we would have 2 evils / liars. Therapist would be a 3rd liar, and we'd have a 4th liar in Clockmaker. There are only at most 3 liars. So at the very least, we can clear both 3 and 6, but it's possible 5 and 7 could still be evil. Clockmaker, Clocktower rang from 10 to 11. I think that was just right. I think that was about right. I should have noted that. But I think we can clear all 4 of these now. I'll just wait to see if the plant reveals themselves. Oh, we have a Spectre in play. Okay, something with a 3. I don't know the game that well yet. There's the other good cop. Whoa, the plant was pretending to be a good cop. Okay, so we don't know if this is the good or bad cop yet, but we do know this Clockmaker is evil now. Spectre. So let's see if I can find the bad cop. We got a stalker, who honestly we could use on a good cop, bad cop, because it looks like this 11 is going to be, in fact, the other good cop. So here's where we stand. There's only 1 liar left, and it's one of the good cops, because the plant revealed themselves. The researcher isn't going to give the best information, right? If I use it on itself, it will say, yes, it's innocent. If I use it on the Spectre, it'll say, no, it's not innocent. If I use it on the plant or the stalker or Milkman, it'll say, no, they're not innocent. But if it uses it on the good cop, I don't know if it always claims innocence or if it actually can detect the bad cop somehow. We'll try, but if it says, yeah, they're innocent, then, well, I actually don't know anything. I don't know anything, but it was worth a try because it takes no time. Oh, well, here's an interesting thing. If a stalker stalks the bad cop or good cop, right? It'll pretend to be their appearance. So he'll basically be a good cop. Now, not only would he be a good cop, he would be a good cop with good alliance because the stalkers have good alignment. So could I then use the ability to convert the bad cop into the good cop potentially? Let me try this. Stalker on good cop. We have another good cop. Now, this stalker might just convert an evil to a good. Or if it does nothing, I would assume the other cop is in fact the evil one. Right? Am I crazy here? I did it. I did it! The bad cop became a good cop. Dude, that's cool. Oh, but we got a very hard case now. Ooh, all right. There's a traitor. Okay, a 1 of 2. 3 underlings, 1 traitor. Wow, is time of the essence? When the Clocktower rings, I killed the furthest alive and not arrested roll from me. It doesn't say sniper has to kill a good guy, just far away, and he's adjacent to the Clocktower. Oh, so if there's a sniper in play, they have to be number 2. That is the only time of the essence. So I might even skip over number 2 right now. Reporter, 4 steps away from closest evil. Could be 5 or 8. Which, hold up, there are 4 evils. If the closest evil is 5 and 8, that would mean there is at most 3 evils. You are lying. Is that possible? As a good guy. Wannabe pretends to be a tainted in-play revealed underling? 1 in-play underling is revealed? Well, that didn't happen, right? What I don't understand is when there are no in-play revealed underlings, what the fuck does he do? Is this when he reveals a role that is not pretending? So he's not pretending and he's tainted, potentially? Or he's just evil, okay? Either way, you are a liar. But maybe we'll find other meddlers around. Okay, wife will never forgive the partner. So there is a mistress somewhere. Whoa! Okay, so is this the wannabe? That's the only way I could see that sort of thing happening. Also, oh shit. The idol innocent adjacent neighbors are tainted. So the idol can taint, which could taint the reporter, is also probably tainting the mobster, right? Well, fake mobster. This is the actual wannabe. This makes sense. The mobster is actually the wannabe. This is where he pretends to be the underling. It's revealed. That makes more sense now. This is what just happened. However, when he's tainted, he has not revealed another underling role. This is the wannabe. I feel like I want to check 6 right now because I'm sus of both 1 and 4, but they could be tainted by 3. No, the wife actually can't be evil or can't be lying. Like, she is specifically not lying or tainted unless... Are there any evils that don't lie besides bad cop? No, they all lie. Okay, so I'm a little sus of 7 then right now. But we have a stalker. Okay, here's what's up. We have one meddler. This mobster is 100% the wannabe. What I'm trying to say is we have 2 meddlers here, but only actually 1 meddler. I'm just trying to think of any situation in which the stalker is not evil. Unless if 7's the actual stalker, and 4 is like, I don't know, a specter pretending to be a wannabe. Or specifically like a mistress pretending to be a wannabe. That actually is possible, I think. Right, let's leave that alone and check out 6. Oh, we have good cop, bad cop. Right, we have 3 underlings and a traitor. This is absolutely redonkulous. We have a gossip. I heard that a strange guy in town has 1 neighbor. When investigated, I announced the number of surrounding neighbors an evil role has. And surrounding is anywhere within the 8 tiles around that role, so it can be an immediate diagonal. So 9 is the only contender for that. Actually, so is 2 and 5, never mind. Which I have not opened any of them yet. Okay. Okay. One of these has to be the wannabe. Unless if we have 2 underlings pretending to be the wannabe, which actually might still be possible. I guess it's technically still possible for 2 fake wannabes, but really unlikely. Reporter's 2 steps away from closest evil. I feel like that's starting to make a little bit of sense. Also, annoyingly, the clock tower still hasn't gone off. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, good. No sniper. Therapist has 0 evil clients. Wait, there is a good cop without a bad cop. Also, I just realized gossip can't actually be referring to 9. Gossip can only be referring to 2 and 5. Which, actually, if one of them is evil, both of them have to be evil. So we know that the wife is good and not tainted. And we do know this reporter is always telling a lie. The reporter actually cannot be tainted, also. So therefore, reporter's bad. That's the actual mobster. Well, that's interesting. The mobster pretends to be an in-play role. Wait, does that guarantee that 5 is good then? You know what? Here's a thought. 4, 6, and 8, they are all sus. 4, something's up. It either feels tainted or potentially evil. 6, what the hell is there? Why is there a good cop without a bad cop? Or sorry, a second good cop? And gossip is probably just lying because I feel like I trust 2 and 5 right now. I think these are both good truth tellers. So it's possible gossip could be tainted, and then these 2 were also tainted, making the stalker actually the idol. So do I try using the stalker's ability? Well, if it is the idol pretending to be a stalker, then no matter who it hits, it will kill. Unless if I try the stalker on the gossip. If it doesn't kill, then the gossip is evil. So yeah, let's try that. Evil or tainted? Who are you? Did not kill. Wait, hold on. There's 3 underlings. 1 is the mobster. 1 is the mistress. We can't have a specter because there's no obfuscation. Can't have a sniper because there was no kill. So there actually is a bad cop. So is this just actually the bad cop? Oh, wait a second. 1 in-play underling is revealed. I get it now. It doesn't flip it over. It only makes the role stop pretending. What I think happened then, when the mobster is revealed, that was actually the wannabe, and that hit the bad cop. So the bad cop stopped pretending. You are actually the bad cop. Get arrested. Let's go. That means the mobster, I think, then was probably the actual wannabe. But what about the stalker? Well, we got 2 bad guys. What if it's the stalker and the gossip then? Those are the 2 evils. Wait, okay, hold on, wait. If that's the bad cop, this is the good cop. Why don't I try just using the good cop right now? I'm gonna hit this gossip. I'm gonna befriend you. I befriended number 7, and I'm gonna kill or arrest this gossip. I think it works. That worked, yes. Yes! We can also do reveal all, where, okay, yes. This was the wannabe, this was the bad cop. Mistress was actually pretending to be a stalker. There was no idol. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And look at this. There's a higher challenge level. So let me know if you want to see me run it back. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day and peace.